Hey there, this is Christoph Schwarz and this is my second video on picasso.js and Qlik Sense extensions. I'm assuming you already got my code snippet from GitHub, so let's go. So in this chapter we're going to move a specific Picasso example into a new Qlik Sense extension. So we've covered already how to download from GitHub the new Picasso and how to use this as a template. So basically you click on duplicate and we call this the labeling bars. Make sure you click with the mouse create and edit. If you hit enter, you canceled the dialog. I trapped into that a couple of times. So now as you have this, go to the JS file, to the first JS file. We won't need the other twos. You basically can simply delete them. We will need only this one. And it tells you what to do. Scroll down a little bit till that part where it reads components. So let's click on the nice example by virulent drag. And let's copy everything that belongs to the settings from the Picasso chart into the extension. So make sure you search for the same brackets layer. So if this has a light blue underscore, the closing bracket has the same light blue underscore. Hard to spot, but if you know what you're looking for, you should find this. And basically everything in between, you can simply cut it out. Ctrl X. So you see that only the open and close curly brackets are left. Then you did it correctly. So we are going to paste this in place of this. And we will adjust the size of our hypercube. This one needs 1 dimension and 2 measures, and I'll better be specific here. So let's give it a first try, and before we do so, actually here is my extension folder on the hard drive. This is C, users, your username, documents, Qlik Sense extensions, and this is the empty starting point with the QVF file. I will cut this with Ctrl X and put it 2 steps up, 2 directories up into the apps folder, because then I can simply go on my local host hub and open that file. Why am I using the browser? Because it has the lovely developer tools which we will use in a second. So now we create a new sheet, and don't be surprised, it won't work yet. So here's the Picasso labeling charts. What is working, however, is the dialog that says, give me a dimension and give me 2 measures. So I'm using average target here and average actual, doesn't really matter, average or whatever. So now the definition is done, but you don't get anything back. So now hit F12 and let's look what's going wrong. So when it says box is not defined in the paint method, that tells you that actually there are 2 custom functions defined here, which is not in many of these examples, but they make life easier if you want to do repeating stuff again and again. So let's copy the whole text from here with Ctrl C and go back into the extension, and this time we will scroll in the top part where it reads this room is to copy paste custom functions. And before we paste it, you write the word var. That means you're assigning that box equals text and the whole function definition into a variable. So I will do this again for the second variable, second function, which is called labels. Otherwise we would again break the function. And this is actually all you have to do. Var and the second function. you don't really have to put the closing semicolons, but now I have also moved the custom function in place. And now let's refresh the browser window and see if we still get errors. And we do. And now it tells you field not found dim. So that is the second part, and this is actually what you usually have to do with all the dimensions. It complains that there is no dim. The reason is that in the array that is provided in these examples is called like this: dim, measure, target, and this will vary between the different examples. So instead of dim, measure, and target, we need to put the internal naming of those hypercube dimensions and measures. So actually, I made it simple for you. We have a measure, and we have a target, and we have a dimension. Just for you to understand the cooking recipe, wherever it reads dim, press Ctrl F now, press enter. This will mark all the existences of the word dim, and you will see it also here in the scroll bar. So where it reads dim, replace it with Q dimension info 0. Q dimension info 0. There's one more further up. Here it reads field dim as well. Also replace this existence. And we do the same for measure. Ctrl F, hit enter. It's gonna be highlighted in the text. Copy Q measure info 0. Put it in here. Put it in here. And in here. This time there's nothing on top of the script, and the last one is target. Ctrl F, enter, copy this into the clipboard, replace target with this one, replace target with this one, and 2 more times. Save it, and we go back and see if that fixes our problem. Yes, it fixed the problem, and now we're right into the next one. If you see something like error of undefined, we might be on an old Picasso version. Exactly, that is the case. Otherwise, this would work now. And that's why I told you, always install the latest version. So to do so, open a command prompt, and we will go to this folder where we have our new extension, the labeling bars. So drag it into the folder, put a cd change directory command in front. So we are now in this directory. We can see our 3 files, and we put npm install, provided that you have Node.js installed already, picasso.js. And now this is done. You will see that there is now a subfolder coming with node modules. We go with npm install Picasso plugin Q, and we will get another folder. So here are the 2 folders, and now we will go back to our code, comment out the internal old version of Picasso, which we were using before we had the modules, and uncomment those in the subfolder node modules. We save it, and now go back into my app, press refresh, and now we're done. So let's stop the exercise here. This was a more complex chart because it used custom functions, and it also showed some basic debugging and the installation of npm modules. So make sure you use a fresh version of Picasso.js and not the one that shipped with your Qlik version. And with that, I'm closing this video. Hope to see you in the next one.